And hello everyone, meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. We've got some wintry weather to talk about. First it's the cold, and then snow and areas of ice are going to be possible into your weekend. Make sure you download my brand new weather app. It's unique. There isn't another one like it here, with alerts to everything, but also heads ups to things that are going on. You'll have the latest forecast videos from me, as well as the details you need to make decisions for travel. Every single state area road report map is available for you in all upper Midwest states and provinces. Let's talk about the weather, and let's talk about the cold that takes hold. We're going to go through the facts first, save room for questions. And by the way, if you happen to be watching live, drop a comment and let me know if you're ready for some more snow. I know that there's some folks that have been getting in touch with me, so you liking the snow, drop the comment. And also, if you happen to be watching the replay, go ahead and drop in. I'm watching the replay. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you do have a question, believe me, I read all the comments. I get back to as many as I can. Now, as we go into your morning, look at these air temperatures. We're on our way down a deep hole here. Some very cold air around 15 to 25 degrees below Hallock, Kitson County, Walhalla, all the way out through Cavalier and all the way into Rolla. Some mighty cold weather will be making its way through as we go through the overnight. Look at this. All of Minnesota is in the pink, coldest in parts of northwest Minnesota there, but 10 to 20 below zero across greater Minnesota. Warm weather, a few showers of snow still in the forecast for the Black Hills and parts of Montana along the border. In fact, that's going on right now. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. Now, as we go through your morning, here are the wind chills. Oh my goodness, 25 to 40 below zero once again out there. And we won't even have a lot of wind, but what wind is there will be biting indeed. Thanks for your comments. I see you dropping them. I'll get to you in a minute with your questions. So leave them there for me. And thanks again for trusting Hutch with your old weather update. By the afternoon, it's not hot. 3 balmy degrees above zero for Fargo, 2 degrees in the Stutzman County area for you folks in Jamestown and Ypsilanti. Out towards Cleveland and Medina, it could start warming up into parts of Kidder County. And I'm not kidding, 9 degrees for you in Bismarck. And how about out in Glendive, Montana? That's a 31 wonderful degree day out there. You're growing bananas. Out in the Twin Cities, if your travels take you there on a Friday, it's a lucky 11. How about Babe the Blue Ox says that 3 ain't too bad. Hutch would like that right here. And 5 below zero up in War Road, Minnesota. Roseau County, it's another tonsil tickler out there with those crisp, cold temperatures across the region. Now, here's a look at some wind chills that we'll have into Saturday. The wind gusts increase ahead of the storm system that will be moving through. And because of that, I think we'll have some very nasty morning wind chills during the day. Temperatures will be climbing, but those first ones will be cold again. In the teens below on your thermometer on your car, but those wind chill values will be dangerously cold. Now, let's get to the highlights of the winter weather making system that's coming in. This starts Saturday late and it works its way into Sunday. Here are the highlights with regards to snowfall. Less snow out west, but this is where I'm starting to worry a little bit about that accumulating ice potential. So travelers, this weekend, Saturday, ice begins out to the west and we'll be late to get the snow making its way in. Now, this system will come at us from the west, and as those south winds increase, the snow you see here will fall with blowing conditions. And not only that, there's more. There's going to be all this fluffy flakage we have around here right now that we all will have to contend with as we go through. And that means blowing areas of snow even before the snowfall starts will really pick up with those southwest winds all day long, humming away at 25 to 40 miles per hour. So blowing snow, drifting snow, visibility issues a problem, and we're going to stack some snowflakes on top of it. As the low moves right overhead, we may notice a lull in the wind speeds as the system moves through late in the overnight hours, and then into our Sunday morning rather, the winds become northwesterly, and at least for a portion of the early day will still be strong from the valley and points to the east. So let's pay attention to these. Number one, this is potential, it's not a forecast. And I've gotten some, well, you know what? I understand if you have a bone to pick with old Hutch. That's fine, and you're polite about it. I like that too. So leave comments and concerns about the weather. Someone in Jamestown not happy that those snow machines have not been able to get out of the garage for the majority of the winter. And where's the snow you've been forecasting? Well, let me tell you what. These forecast models give us an idea of what's going to happen, but as you and I both know, and I try to elaborate on this all the time, but I don't always hit on it. So that I want you to know. I understand that. I'll try to be more clear. This entire area, these models tend to overblow the aerial coverage of the snow. There's going to be these little alleyways that get missed, and it might very well be Jamestown to Valley City once again that get in this little sliver of snow. And you'll have some blowing snow, but there is going to be a narrow band where there's going to be lighter amounts. We could see some central parts of North Dakota getting 1 to 4 inches. This isn't a ripper of a snowstorm, but it's going to lay down isolated areas of 3 or 4 inches, maybe a little bit more. But the better chance inside this green loop right here, 1 to 2 inches of snow. That extends up the Highway 1 corridor for you in Manitoba, Brandon to Winnipeg, and then right back down the Red River Valley. Look at the darker colors here. This model now, the European model for the second straight day, has really advertised one heck of a system here from the Red River Valley into northern Minnesota. Not much in southern parts of Minnesota, but enough to make the drive interesting. And yes, you'll have some wind coming with that as well, blowing around some of the already fallen snow in the area. So, Bemidji, War Road, Thief River Falls, Grigla, you folks out there in Walker, up there in the Red Lakes, all the way out towards Thief River Falls, south and north up into Kittson County, Marshall County, Minnesota, straight down into Red Lake Falls, all of us having a good shot at 1 to 2 inches, but a few of us could see closer to that 3 or 4 inch. Isolated places could get 4 or more inches. Now behind me, if you look into the arrowhead of Minnesota, along the international border, Rainy Lake area, all them fun counties up there, St. Louis County and the northern reaches, you get into that arrowhead and there's going to be another area of 1 to 4 inches. And look at this, those north winds, once this system moves through into Monday, we're going to have, well, the UP of Michigan again, with some spots getting upwards of 8, 10 inches of snow and some gusty winds to boot along with it. So that's the wintry side of the system. Now let's take a look at the ice. As this system gets started, it's cold air that is being replaced by warmer air. So we'll have some snow shower chances first, and then as things warm up, we're going to see a chance for some freezing drizzle and freezing rain. Where you see the pink, several models are advertising some glaze of ice, or even some accumulation or accretion of ice, upwards of 1/10 of an inch or so. That makes tricky and slippery travel conditions. Now, as this happens, it will likely be in the early to midday hours on Saturday, and then that system moves its way to the east, being mainly snow here. Well, we'll have those armpit rubbing cold temperatures. Ain't no way we're getting much in the way of freezing rain. But once the warm front does move through, there could be a brief period where we get some of the sleet on the backside of the system as that cold air exits and the warm air overhead melts some of the snowflakes into drops of liquid, which will freeze on our cold surfaces out there. So suffice it to say, there could be very good chance of seeing some difficulty with the travel conditions. And when that happens, I want you to know about Hutch's weather app. So I've dug it out for you here. A couple of things. Right now, it's 1 degree here in the Moorhead area. If you click on that part of the window, it's going to allow you to look at the current conditions, the hourly forecast. Let's go to the hourly. You can do hourly forecasts for your location as long as you let it track your location. And if you click on the hourly right there, you're going to get this menu and you can see how low it goes. But there is a way to see with your own eyes in your community and in your backyard what this forecast model is forecasting for wind chill. Let me show you. Our temperatures go down, 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 down. And where do they get to the lowest? 19 below, 6 a.m. That's crack-a-lackin' cold out there on your Friday morning at 6 a.m. 7 a.m. we're still at that reading. See the little down arrow there? Just click on that little down arrow and it'll expand these. Now notice, we don't have much in the way of wind, 5 miles per hour it says. Let's expand that and see what it says. Well, I'm trying to expand it. I may need to use the phone here. There we go. Yeah, my little clicker here is not working, so I'll use my finger over here. I'll let my finger do the walking. So as we have a 5 mile per hour wind and you click your finger on that arrow, you're going to see this. Feels like temperature 34 below. That's ear splitting, face slapping, nostril invading cold right there. And we'll have our dew point temperatures around 20 below zero and gusts only 6 miles per hour. Wind won't be the problem for most on our Friday morning. but by Saturday morning, look out. So let's scroll all the way down here, and oh, there we go, Saturday morning. Look at these air temperatures starting to slowly climb into the morning hours, but look at the wind. Now we're talking a little milder temperature-wise, but a little wilder wind-wise. So as we take a look at some of these values on the model, you can look at your hometown and look at that feels like temperature being 30 to 40 below again as we slide into our Saturday for that system. Notice that our snow chances don't increase here in the eastern third of North Dakota until we get a little later in the afternoon, and by evening, look out. We're going to have some wind gusting over 20 to 30 miles per hour and some snowfall to boot with blowing snow like you see on the video behind me. So have Hutch's weather app there, because it's not just this. You're going to have that opportunity when you click on this puppy to rock right into the areas of the road report. So on the home screen now, right here, sponsored by my friends at OK Tire, check this out. You click on it and all the states and all the provinces here in our region are handled. You can click and see the latest road reports for that area. Now, if you scroll down just a wee bit, you're going to get the snow accumulation forecast for your area. Zoom the map right in on your hometown and click the play button, and it's going to show you the 24-hour snow accumulation forecast. You can use the key at the bottom of the page to estimate the snowfall value. It does show you for your travel plans where we're expecting the snow. This is just one model. And you've heard me say it before, there's no one model that gets it exactly right every single time. My job is to try to highlight what's going on with those current conditions. So that is a look at the models. That's a look at your forecast. Here's your 7-day planner. Very cold temperatures the next couple of morning, between 15 and 20 below or so here in the FM area. Nasty wind chills to around 40 below at times, with winds increasing on Saturday morning. By the afternoon and evening hours, we'll have all snow here, and that wind picking up, blowing snow throughout the day could even make travel through the midday hour before the snow starts falling a little on the tricky side. So that's why having that app handy in your hands is going to come in handy. Rising temperatures throughout the night into your Sunday morning. We're all the way up near 30 degrees on Sunday. And that's why overnight we could see a few of those snowflakes melt into raindrops above our head and cause some slippery commute problems for Sunday. Sunday, 1st of February, and temperatures will fall throughout the day back to around 20. So steady to slowly falling temperatures. And then as we go into next week, yes, we're warming it up here, and that does look nice. 30 to 35 degrees as we head into the midweek time frame. There's another weather wiggle wobbling through as we head into your Tuesday, and that's it. Now, I got questions here, and I like the fact that y'all are dropping some on me here, so let me take a look. I got my YouTube viewers here first. Thanks so very much. Let's see. Admiral says, message retracted. It's okay. FJ, how much snow per hour for Saturday? This is not looking like it's going to be a convective style snow that dumps 2 to 3 inches, but I think we'll have snow chances for about 12 hours in Fargo. Where are you, FJ? Drop it in the comments, and thank you for your question. In other words, I'm thinking a 1/4 inch, maybe less per hour when it first starts. It's going to be not snow globe snow because of the wind, but it's not going to come out at a rate. Then as we go through, we'll go through the hour-by-hour forecast now, since you asked. Thank you very much, FJ. And also we have Admiral here saying, I'm so ready for sun. Me too. FJ's in Steele, North Dakota, and I ain't kidding. You're going to have the onset of the snow there that moves out of your area fairly quickly. Let's get through the cold weather here and the 48-hour forecast on this model here. And this will show us an idea of what I expect to happen as we go through. Now let me get one that goes out just a little bit further here for us. Here we go. All right, so we're going to have very quiet winds and high pressure right over the top of the Red River Valley and out for you, FJ, in Kidder County. We'll have light winds from the north and northeast. A little bit of snow shower activity is ongoing right now out west. That will continue this evening. Notice their winds will be southerly. Isobars are closer together out there. So once you cross through Morton County and points west, a little bit more in the way of wind from the south, generally, and that south wind will cause some reduced visibility and periods of flurries. Heading through our day as we go through our Friday, it does look like morning winds will be not a factor here in the valley, but once you start going west of Fargo Moorhead, you'll start to see those south winds increasing, and by the time we get to Saturday morning, there is your icing that starts taking place. This is pre-dawn. We're talking about 3 a.m. So when you rise and shine in Wolf Point, Montana, Culbertson, Montana, out towards Glasgow and Fort Peck, you're going to have a chance for some some ice on those road surfaces. This punches into Sydney. It punches into you folks in Glendive and also out towards Webo, otherwise spelled Y-Box out there by beach. And that's going to be no beach weather out there with some slippery conditions. Not everywhere you see this is going to get the ice. So please don't think that absolutely everybody gets ice. Some will get mist. Some will get some more than what it looks like here. Then as we go through the day, you can see Kidder County, the snow sets up in western and central parts of North Dakota. The timing on this is before noon. So this is about 10 in the morning. You'll start to see a chance of snow. If you look for the darker blues here on this particular model, you're going to see that that's where the heavier band of snow will be. And it's followed up by that little dash of mixed precipitation. And it likely will be freezing rain. Why? Because it will likely melt into raindrops, and because our concrete, our asphalt, our decks, our driveways will not warm up as fast as the air temperature does. And therefore, any raindrops that hit those objects will freeze on contact. So that is a look at that. Now, if we can take this out a step further, I want to point out that old European model. Then we're going to compare snowfall totals on different models, if you like. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is a look at the European model. I want to go back to one that goes out just a little bit further because it had a surprise on it. And no, I don't think this surprise is going to happen. You might see this on some national folks that are doing similar work to what Hutch does. But I can tell you, it's worth watching when we see something that's out beyond a week, but we don't get overly excited about it. Wind, south winds, causing snowflakes out in the western Dakotas. It really increases. We're talking gusts over 40 miles per hour here as this snow begins to evolve out across parts of the western Dakotas. This is Saturday pre-dawn, 3 a.m., so it looks a lot like the higher resolution model we just showed you. Snow showers as we go through noon in Kidder County, making its way out of the Bisman area and riding right through Mobridge on towards Pierre. A narrower band of precipitation in South Dakota, a little wider band of precipitation. But you see we get wind, the isobars are close together, and snow concurrently or at the same time. Therefore, blowing could be an issue and the visibility could be an issue as we go through your midday Sunday. Notice how the snow on this model decreases in intensity over our area heading into the evening hours, but it's prolonged. Now, we still get some wind with this system as we go through. There's the eye of the storm moving overhead. We're going to get a lull in the wind, but the length of time it snows is from, let's go back a couple of frames here. We could see it as soon as we get to about the 3 or 4 p.m. time frame, and it lasts through about 3 or 4 a.m. time frame. And this is 6 a.m. and there's still some snow. So light snow for several hours with lighter winds, and then once we get into Sunday midday, the north winds pick up briefly into the midday hour here across North Dakota, causing some blowing and some drifting. So no, this does not look like terrible blizzard conditions per se. By definition, extended wind gusts of at least 35 miles per hour or more for more than 3 hours with visibility near a quarter mile or less. That would be the definition of a blizzard for 3 hours. But we could get brief times when the snow falls and then it lightens up and the wind decreases and then it picks back up. Not the typical true blizzard, but we could have whiteout conditions in certain areas. Cold high pressure settles in after the system works its way through. I grabbed this model because look at this. A little wiggle moves through. That ain't no big thing. We got that as we start the first full week of the month of February. And that was your event that we have on the 7-day out there. And then look at what goes on in northern Minnesota. That's rain and snow. But watch this. Shazam. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, no. Oh my goodness, look at that beast. Okay, so this is like as we head towards the 10th to the 13th, that is a Colorado style low moving a little bit south of us, scooping more moisture up from the Gulf and also wrapping it up into the northern plains. Could this happen? Meh. It's way early to tell. What will the track be? Too early for that either. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Do other models show this? No, not so much. But I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to let you know that Hutch is keeping his eyes on it. Now I want you to drop a comment on here and let me know. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you also love the video, love it, go ahead and give that a joy there and tag a friend on it so that they can see the video as well. Now, again, if you're watching the replay when this goes out, out, let me know a question. If you have it, I'll try to get to that. Now let's take a look at some of your questions as we go through, but I do plan on comparing models, and I'm going to pull that screen up here so I can address your questions, and then we'll take a look at some conditions for tonight and where the snow is and where it's not. So why don't we start there? Here's a look at the radar, and as we take a look, the Black Hills are starting to see some snow shower activity. We have one report here where you see that asterisk, and that is the area where we do have some snowfall reported, up to around 2 inches magnitude of the amount of snow that's fallen there. It doesn't show much in the way of snow out there for Glendive and out west of Dickinson, but I'm telling you it's there. How do I know that? If I go take a look on Hutch's weather and I click on the North Dakota road report here, what we're going to do is pull that up with the latest information from the DOT. And not only that, if you turn the cameras on the app, you can actually take a look at some of these cameras. Let's go out to Beach, let's go out to Webo and show you what things are looking like there. You can tell they've had snow today because we've got one lane that looks pretty well groomed there, but the other one not so much. So there's definitely some snow that has fallen through that area. In Dickinson itself, as we go through town, you can see reduced visibility by the headlights out there, as well as a little bit of snowfall that's covered the interstate in the Dickinson area. Let's go out towards Williston and Watford City in the oil patch, and you too have had enough out there to cause the roads to be on the wet side, and it was white earlier today. Minot, checking in on the Highway 83 corridor here is a look at what's going on there. It looks more hazy than anything else there. Nothing falling. There is some reports of purple on the road surface here, which would indicate that there is some coverage of snow on the roads as we go down into southwest North Dakota. This is New Leipzig out there. So as you go down towards Grant County and out to south of the Dickinson area too, we're seeing a few areas where it's accumulating on the road surface. This is a powerful tool to help you make decisions about whether or not you feel confident or comfortable driving on roads like that. Now, if we go out to the Big Sky country of Montana, there are problems in and around the Glendive to Sydney area and the Highway 2 corridor and up through Plentywood and Freud. We're starting to see some impacts on your area roads from the system that's working its way through. In South Dakota, in the Black Hills, let me show you what's going on there. We have flakes of plenty starting to fly in and around the Black Hills. Now, these pink roads means they're completely covered with snow. Here's a look at the Spearfish area. That don't look too bad, and in fact, those temperatures warm enough to clear most of the snow off the road. Then as we go up into the mountains, look at this. Yeehaw! We're looking at Savoy up here in the Spearfish Canyon, and they got some great sledding material up there for you folks in Jamestown that want to get those snow machines out. That is a look at our area road conditions right now. And again, any little bit of wind with this fluffy snow we have in place could leave some problems there. So now we'll go back to that radar and we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And I'll leave that up behind me while I answer your questions. So give me one moment while I pop that back up here. Here we go. Okay, questions aplenty. Let's start with my friends here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. And now I'm going to sneak in and take a peek at some of these, the feedback we're getting here from the Facebook page. So let me pop this up. Okay, now it's on a monitor. I can see. Paul, thank you very much. Good to have you on board. I'm going all the way back up to the top if I can so I can see. Mona Lisa, thanks for watching from Maine. It's good to see you. Are you guys clear of the storm system yet? That system has been a real bugger all the way out to the East Coast. I'm not sure if Maine got a ton of snow from it, but I know that Pennsylvania sure did across that region. Let's see. Tyler says, David, looks like some phooey potato weather. Phooey potato coming this weekend. That's one way to describe it. And David says, does it sound like icky phooey potatoes, Tyler? Yes, icky phooey potatoes sounds like a good adjective for that. Now let's go with thanks, Paul, for the kind comments, and that's it. When is it going to warm up? You saw in the 7-day planner that we have some good things coming our way. I'll pop that up right now, but as we get toward the middle of next week, we start rocking 20s above average, and we're all the way up into the 30s as we go into the first week of the month of February. So a nice little break in February from the just relentless cold it seems like we've had over the last several days. Great question. Hello from Moorhead. Shirley, good to have you on board. So if that's it, I do believe we've covered a lot of the content on here. I want to take a look at a couple of the uploads that you have delivered here over the last several days. Boy, have we had a lot of those fancy sun dogs a-barking across the region, and plenty of those to definitely point out. So we'll go over a couple and where they were sent in. Now, if you upload your photos to hutchesweather.com, you can also do it right from the weather app as well, right from your device. Stacy grabbed this one in Perham, and you can see the sun. There's a light pillar. What causes this and this, which is called a sundog, and then you see another one on the other side, is ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. So we know for a fact there's ice crystals out here, and there's platelets, and these platelets are oriented kind of this way, up above the rising sun in the lower atmosphere. That sunlight comes up, hits it, and it bounces back down towards our eyes. So it's reflecting sunlight up on this column here, and that's why we get these light pillars. It's an amazing thing out there to see what the ice does to the atmosphere. Stacy, thanks for sharing your awesome photo with all of us here today. Now look at this one. Man, Kara captured this in Craigness, and I'll tell you what, if that doesn't say blustery, I don't know what does, because this looks pretty nasty out there. And this is, again, Craigness, blowing snow with the setting sun out there, and the elevator's supposed to be back there somewhere in the background. I got to tell you what, that's what it looks like with just a little bit of wind. So I did want to show you this in the event that we get a little bit of wind picking up on Saturday. Even though the snow may not get here, we could see very quickly conditions kind of slide into that type of a situation for travelers. So please don't be surprised by that. Beautiful shot right here. Michael, thanks for sharing this in Fargo. This is a Cathedral of St. Mary, just an absolutely stunning and beautiful sight there in the cold and wintry scene that was there. And hey, you might as well have a little bit of fun with some bubbles out there. Julia captured this one in the Detroit Lakes area. Fun to blow bubbles any time of the year, except when your lips freeze, and that ain't no fun at all. So again, thanks so very much for sharing all of your photos. They act like reports of the weather in your area. So if you're seeing stuff this weekend, share it with us. I'll be here to keep you up to date. But for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson, thanking all of you for your comments, for your questions, for your thumbs up, and for your likes. Make sure you follow me on my Facebook page. Hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. Now, both of these channels do not always update you or send you notifications for every video. That's up to them and their algorithms, they call it. But you know what? If you download Hutch's Weather app, you'll get notifications from me every time. Did you get a notification that Hutch was going live from the phone app? On the app, you're going to get those notifications if you allow me to send them, and I'll let you know when I'm going to do an update. And you can watch me on the app or get to your YouTube channel on your television and watch me on the big screen there. For now, have a wonderful night. Thanks for supporting my Weather Kid this week. It was a fun week to talk about the Weather Kid, and we had a good time out there talking about our weather. And you know what? I appreciate all the support of that as well. If you have a youngster that would like to help Hutch figure out the weather, you can do that. But make sure you get out over there and check out that old video today of our Weather Kid. Now, for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson, hoping you have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk again very, very soon.